Hi everyone, and welcome to Franka's Fab Family. On this video, I am going to show you how to make Caribbean green seasoning. It's my version. I make it every single month, and it's the base for all of our dishes, from our rice dishes, our side dishes, our meat dishes. It's what makes Caribbean meals like an amazing experience. So here we go. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is the ingredients that I use for my green Caribbean seasoning. But you can use almost any substitute, once I walk you through the different items, and you must put your favorites. The secret about this, we almost have like no one recipe. If you know anyone that make this green Caribbean seasoning in almost every Caribbean island, there's a variety. There's never ever one set recipe. It's what herbs you like, what flavors you like. And then you can just increase or decrease the quantity, and that would also change the flavor. But the more you make it, the more you realize that it is a seasoning base that is just, I call it green gold. So here are the ingredients that you're going to need. I have 1 bushel of curly parsley, 1 bushel of Italian parsley. I have 1 whole packet of celery, already separated and cleaned. And then I have spring onions. You could also use scallions if you like. 2 large to medium green bell peppers, 1 red, 1 orange, 1 yellow. And then I have a banana pepper. Then I have 2 jalapeno peppers and 3 habanero peppers. Here we have 1 red onion, and I have 12 small to medium yellow onions, or sometimes I would use the white onion. But remember, I have scallion in the herb family, and that's of the onion family. So I have 3 onion flavors. And then here I have 4 to 5 whole bulbs of garlic. I use a variety of fresh herbs and onion. And I also use a dry mix because it adds several layers of flavor when you're making this green seasoning. By adding 4 to 5 different kind of peppers, each pepper tastes very, very different. Some of the benefits overlap because a green jalapeno and a green bell pepper more than likely have some of the same nutritional value. But if you've ever tasted a jalapeno compared to a bell pepper, you know they taste totally different. So also with the herbs as well, adding 3 to 4 different kinds, and then the onions, same thing. What you're doing, you're making about 7 to 8 to 9 layers of flavor in one seasoning base, and just healthy stuff that you would use anyway if you were cooking. But that's what makes this green seasoning and Caribbean meal so like flavorful. And then I also add a dry mix. You have to add a preservative in this because I use my green seasoning over the course of 3 to 4 weeks, and then I will make another batch. I always change several things. The month before, next month I will get different peppers. I'll get the base onions, but I would get more than likely the white onion because I don't have it this time. And I will get maybe a fennel or something else that I could grind up. So I always change it from month to month. But you need a preservative. So these herbs that I put in, you have to have like a salt. I don't put too much salt because most of the time I would season up my meats and I would put it in the freezer. But you have to add a salt in it because this has to stay in the refrigerator. So something that will stop your vegetables and stuff from decaying is a preservative, but this is very fresh. So you can add just regular salt, but I'm going to show you I like to add adobo. So here are my dried seasonings. 2.5 tablespoons of adobo, 2 tablespoons of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of coriander, ground coriander, 1 tablespoon of ground chili pepper, 2.5 tablespoons of gram masala, and in the middle 1 tablespoon of black pepper. So after I've gathered all my ingredients, I start to chop everything up. It's a rough chop because everything is going to go into the blender anyway, so you don't need like really great knife skills here. So I'm going to start chopping. Okay, a trick that I have when you are cutting lots of onions is that you peel them all off first and you don't speak. Because once you speak over the cut onions, all of those fumes enter your system, which resulting in crying hysterically, and we don't want to do that. We are cooking, so don't talk when you're cutting up lots of onions, or even just one. Okay, I chopped up everything, and as you can see now, I didn't shed one tear. So don't forget that trick. Once you start chopping onions, do not talk. Like if you stay quiet, you will not tear up, right? So now I have the blender. I also add some extra virgin olive oil, and I have about a half a cup of water here. A half a cup of water might not seem like a lot, but the onions, the celery, the bell peppers, those are very watery type vegetables, so they would release their own juices. So you don't need that much water. The least amount of water you can put, the better for you. That would allow this green seasoning to last even longer. So I will start taking from each one. I also have a bowl because you're going to need something to pour as you blend in. Add more, pour. And then when we add the dry seasoning later, you need something to mix it all up so everything, you know, is all blended together. So I have some onion. I'll put some cilantro, some green bell peppers. And this is really, I go through this process. I'll put some celery. I go through this process every month. Okay, I'm going to add some olive oil. About 2 tablespoons. To start with, a little bit of water, because it's almost like the blender need a little bit of juice. She needs a little bit of oil to get going. She needs to be. I'm only pouring in half of the liquid because I'm going to use this now to be the liquid for another batch of dry seasoning. Well, fresh seasoning. I'm gonna show you guys something neat. If you look at this last batch, it had more of the red pepper, the yellow pepper, and the orange pepper. So you see the color is just a little bit different. If you are a red pepper kind of person, your green seasoning will come out red if you use, let's say, 3 red peppers, no green pepper, some, you know, a couple orange peppers. So that's how you change the flavor of this green seasoning every month from whatever you use. I'm almost done. I have a small batch left. Oh my gosh. I wish you guys can smell this. And here smells like an herb garden of pure deliciousness. Okay, this is my last batch. So I'm gonna pour everything out. You have to get everything out. Try to scrape out as much as you can. If I was cooking tonight or cooking right now, you see this? I would scrape this out with my hand and then I would just season up whatever I was making with it. So, no waste. Then we're gonna add the dried spices. Now I'm gonna blend everything up. Everything. This smells so good. And this again is just the base for all or most Caribbean cooking. No matter what island you go to, they will add a variety of things. Like in Jamaica, they would have added some pimento seeds, probably more habanero peppers, you know. Okay, I'm all done. This is the wonderful green color that I got on this combination of the vegetables that I used. So now I am going to bottle it and put it in the refrigerator. This will last roughly between 3 weeks to 4 weeks, or longer if you added a little bit more salt, but I tend not to. So let's see. Can taste it. It's so good. You could taste just layers and layers. You taste garlic. Sometimes I even put ginger in it. You taste garlic, you taste parsley, cilantro for sure, the onions definitely. But this batch is definitely different than the batch I made last month. So if you make too much, what I normally do is I use all of this now to season up all my meats for 1 month, right? And then I will put it in the freezer. But if you make too much, you can actually put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. And then take out small portions as you want to season your meats and stuff like that. It'll last as well, but it'll last even longer in the freezer. But I just find it when you do it at least once a month, it is so fresh. It's like cutting up fresh vegetables and eating it in every meal. So I'm going to continue to bottle this. Okay, I am all done. I have finished my green gold, as I like to call it. It's the green Caribbean seasoning. This batch this month actually came out a little bit more yellow, a little bit more orange, almost like a sage color. My batch last month, it was just vibrant, just green, because I actually used twice as many green herbs that I did in this batch. So be not afraid. It's a wonderful, wonderful process to get all the vitamins that you need. So if you have another way in which you make your green Caribbean seasoning, leave it in the comments section. I would love to know if you add something special or something that I didn't add that you know adds that extra punch. Leave it in the comments as well. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. We have lots of videos coming on board from Franka's Fab Family here on YouTube, and you'll get an easy notification once we post something. So thank you for watching. Green gold, it really exists.